Number 1. The anti-gravity device of John Warl Keelley. In the late 19th century, the inventor John Warl Keelley caused a sensation in the newspapers, claiming to have discovered a new and unfamiliar natural energy source that he dubbed etheric force. Keeley relied on complex and vague terminology such as sympathetic vibratory physics to impress listeners. Allegedly harnessing this hidden power, he manufactured bizarre machines that were said to overcome gravity and operate without conventional fuel. His most notable invention was an anti-gravity engine, which he showcased to wealthy investors. The demonstration involved a brass machine with interlocking pipes, levers, and tuning forks, which Keeley would then dramatically activate with a switch. The machine would hum and spin, appearing to move autonomously thanks to an invisible power source. These displays seduced investors, foremost among them the wealthy backer Clara Moore, who, along with others, pumped money into the Keeley Motor Company in search of an inexhaustible energy source. The truth, however, was far less dazzling. Keeley's inventions were nothing more than elaborate theatrical tricks. After his death in 1898, investigations conclusively revealed that the true motive force was simply compressed air, with fine hollow tubes discovered connected to compressors hidden in the cellar beneath his laboratory. There was no etheric force, only a hoax that lasted for about 25 years. During this time, Keeley managed to raise an estimated $5 to $6 million USD in capital, the equivalent of hundreds of millions in today's money. Keeley proved that seemingly impossible inventions don't always fail due to scientific facts. They can succeed if their proprietor is adept at deception. Nevertheless, Keeley's deception reveals a deeper motive: the fervent human desire to believe in the impossible. His fake machines were not just scams, they were an embodiment of a societal yearning for miracles. In this sense, his invention, despite its falsehood, achieved something of value. It planted hope for a future beyond the limits of the possible, and his name remains a landmark in the studies of pseudoscience. Number 2. The space elevator. The concept of the space elevator continues to capture the imagination of scientists today, an invention characterized by both its audacity and simplicity. Instead of relying on explosive rockets, the concept revolves around constructing a massive cable stretching from Earth's surface to geostationary orbit, (GEO), and beyond, potentially reaching 96,000 kilometers in length, according to some engineering proposals. A climbing vehicle would be anchored to this cable, allowing for a smooth ascent into outer space as if climbing a floor in a skyscraper. No explosions or rocket fuel needed, just a quiet glide toward the stars. This idea, rooted in the late 19th century, resonates strongly because it offers radical solutions. The space elevator would make space launches safer, significantly less expensive, and more sustainable. The concept has moved beyond science fiction, with agencies like NASA conducting feasibility studies, the theoretical results of which confirm its potential success. Even corporate giants, such as Japan's Obayashi, have set formal timelines, aiming for the elevator to be operational by 2050. However, the biggest obstacle lies in the physical material. This immense cable requires a material with unprecedented tensile strength, far exceeding steel, and lighter than any other currently mass-producible material, in addition to being resistant to space conditions. Scientists view carbon nanotubes, CNTs, as the only current candidate that could provide the necessary strength. The problem is that we have not yet mastered producing these tubes in the required lengths and quantities without structural defects. Therefore, the space elevator currently remains in the category of physically impossible projects. But, unlike many fictional inventions, experts remain optimistic. With future advancements in material science, coupled with finding solutions to other engineering challenges, such as avoiding space debris and developing solar or microwave-powered propulsion systems, this specific impossible task might one day become possible. When that happens, humanity will have officially realized one of its boldest cosmic dreams. Number 3. Leonardo da Vinci's Mechanical Knight. As a multifaceted genius, Leonardo da Vinci transcended the boundaries of painting and anatomy to delve into the field of robotics, advancing 500 years ahead of his time. Around 1495, he drew detailed plans for a complete mechanical knight. This astonishing device relied on a system of gears, pulleys, and counterweights to perform complex movements, sitting up, waving its arms, rotating its head, and opening and closing its jaw. Notably, this complex mechanical design drew direct inspiration from his precise anatomical studies of the human body, as he aimed to meticulously simulate the natural motion of human muscles and joints. For a long period, these blueprints were disregarded and considered mere theoretical sketches. However, in the 20th century, robotics experts proved their validity when they successfully reconstructed the model using only the technology available in Leonardo's era. To everyone's surprise, it functioned brilliantly, as the robotic knight was able to execute basic, programmable movements thanks to a rudimentary cam system that allowed the sequence of motions to be changed and reprogrammed. This success confirmed that Leonardo was seriously attempting to build a human-like machine. Nonetheless, the greatest challenge lay in manufacturing and scaling up. In the 15th century, the precision of metal gears and cables was insufficient to mass-produce such a complex machine. While a single prototype might have been demonstrated impressively, the idea of constructing a robotic army was logistically impossible, besides being terrifying. Imagine the psychological impact of a squad of armored automatons sweeping across a battlefield. Thus, Leonardo's robot remained buried within his notebooks for centuries. Number 4. The perpetual motion machine. The idea of a perpetual motion machine has been a dream shared by geniuses and charlatans alike for centuries. Its appeal lies in the promise of a device that runs non-stop without fuel, producing unlimited free energy. Imagine an inexhaustible power source, such as a wheel that spins forever or a water system that constantly recycles itself. Inventors saw it as the ultimate treasure that would make them the wealthiest of the wealthy. Although the engineering diagrams always seemed convincing on paper, reality foiled every attempt. Once the prototype was built, it inevitably slowed down and stopped, turning the project into a public embarrassment. The obstacle lies in the essence of the laws of physics, specifically thermodynamics. These laws are constant. Machines claiming to generate energy from nothing or produce a surplus beyond their consumed energy violate the first law, conservation of energy. Those that claim to convert heat entirely into mechanical work with a perfect 100% efficiency disregard the second law, increase of entropy. In all scenarios, energy inevitably dissipates through friction, resistance, or heat leakage. Nevertheless, this did not prevent the emergence of ingenious charlatans, such as Johann Bessler in the 18th century, who convinced European nobles that his giant wooden wheel operated autonomously. The nobles witnessed its operation and showered him with money. The truth, however, was not magic, but a secret servant inside the frame who surreptitiously pushed the wheel. This was one of the most cunning scams in history. Hope persisted until the 20th century, where the U.S. Patent Office received a flood of optimistic designs, forcing it to eventually ban them. The rule became clear. The applicant must demonstrate a working model that does not violate the fundamental principles of physics before the application is reviewed. No one has ever been able to meet this condition. Mathematics always stands as a stumbling block to the dream. Interestingly, quantum physics has revealed exciting phenomena at the microscopic level, such as superconductivity or superfluidity, where resistance is almost non-existent, theoretically allowing currents or fluids to flow forever. However, these states do not negate the laws of thermodynamics and cannot provide net energy for external use. But what is most surprising is the continued emergence of perpetual motion videos on the internet even today. You find a man in his garage, surrounded by wires and pipes, claiming he has cracked the code of the universe. Did he succeed? Of course not. This illusion does not die because it touches a deep and universal human desire, the desire to get something for nothing.